Hello everybody, welcome back. This is Bear Creek presents my adventures in beekeeping. If you remember our last video, I captured a swarm, and that was Monday. Today's Wednesday. Monday morning I captured the swarm. I'm actually right in the flight path here, but this is the hive that I believe that swarmed out on Monday morning. And behind us is the actual captured swarm, but I haven't been in that hive yet to see queen cells, health of the hive, etc., etc., to see really what's going on. I pulled a couple of honey supers off of it yesterday and extracted. And this hive actually was going to get probably around, I was planning on around 120 pounds of honey, and ended up being 40 pounds of honey off of it. We entered a dearth in the middle of our honey flow, and it was a drought. Sorry, not a dearth, but I guess you could call it a dearth. We had a lot of flowers, but they weren't producing any nectar. So actually the bees started consuming the honey that they had stored, believe it or not. So a lot of my honey supers had honey like this, and then they had started eating out all the honey out of the middle, which sucked for me. If I'd have known that our drought was going to last that long, I'd have pulled the honey supers off long before and started feeding them sugar water. But you know, this is beekeeping and this is what you run into. But today what I'm going to do is take a look at that hive. Today's August 8th. We're a little late in the year to be raising queens of our own. I don't know if this hive can, you know, hatch a virgin queen, get her out, get mated, come back, and then start laying. You know, this is kind of like this is only my second year beekeeping, so you know, like I said, we're starting to get in the late in the year. Goldenrod, it will be coming out soon, which will give them some extra honey and pollen. But will they have enough? Will the queen be able to have enough time to be laying enough workers to take care of the hive for the winter? That's the $94 question. If it doesn't look like that's going to happen, I might have to use my resource hives here, which is why I got them. These three nukes right behind me. If I have to, I will combine one of these three nukes with that hive and the queen and get it rolling. If not, I mean, if worse comes to worse and that one does get a queen, eventually a laying queen, but it's just not enough, I might have to pull some brood frames from this hive and that hive and put it in there just so that hive can survive the winter. They can hatch out some bees to make it through the winter. So anyways, we're going to take a look at this real quick, and then I'm going to swing over and I'm going to take a look at the swarm hive. I gave them some sugar water, but I'm going to take a look and see if I can find the queen in there. I believe she is in there, but we'll see if we can find her. But first things first, let's check this out. And I brought a honey frame that wasn't capped at all from the pull. I actually pulled a deep and a medium, and I still only got 40 pounds out of both. That's how bad it was. And then I also pulled off a super on here that they had not drawn an ounce of wax on, and it had been there for 3 weeks, or maybe even longer than that. So that's how terrible this is. But I brought this out because they hadn't dried it out enough. They hadn't capped it, so I'm gonna slide this into maybe one of the frames that they haven't pulled out yet, and let the bees dry it out and cap it, and get it down, and then I'll pull that final super off in a week or two. But let's get going here. I just gotta put my seeing glasses on. Yeah, these are, I mean, I've probably only got about 1, 2, 3 fully drawn out supers. So I'm just going to replace this with this one. And hopefully they the good news is that this hive still has a good number of bees, even though it's swarmed, and I probably collected 10 to 15 pounds of bees out of that swarm over there. So, ooh, that's a lot of propolis. Completely empty. This is kind of what you kind of expect to find in a hive that's swarmed. But funny thing is that this hive had 50,000 bees and they still didn't draw out this plastic frame. That's how funny that is. Okay. I'm just going to calm them down a little bit here. Fully capped. These are these are ready to, they're already starting to emerge here. So no queen cells. Okay, well, there's our queen cells. Very big swarm cells. This one has been torn into, see it right there? The grub is still inside. Now, in a perfect world, I would do splits on this, but it's just too late in the season for me to be doing splits. How many queen cells are the right number? So these haven't hatched out yet. No swarm cells on here. So there was 4 on that frame, that one frame. This is full, cap brood. The health of this colony looks good. Lots of pollen. There's a open cell brood. So this queen was laying. There's some more, 2 more queen cells right there. Here's the deal. How many queen cells do I need? So this one and this one have queen cells. Pollen and queen cells, or pollen and cap brood. Lots and lots and lots of cap brood. So this colony is good with population. It's got queen cells that have not hatched out yet. No queen cells on this frame. Lots and lots of cap brood. This was a really good queen. They just were overpopulated. Now the odd part of that overpopulation was how many bees and how little honey that they produced. I think I already pulled this one. So far, fairly calm. There's a couple queen cells on this one. How many do you leave behind, or do you let them deal with it? Lots of queen cells here. Still creating more queen cells. They're still capping some, making some. Not a lot of honey down here. Every frame has this full of brood. Every single frame. Except this one. This has nothing in it. A little bit of pollen. Well, no queen is hatched here. Should I destroy all but a couple of the queen cells? Something to be said for that. I think I'm just going to let them do their thing. I'll check back in this in 2 weeks, and if this colony doesn't show any signs of eggs in 2 weeks, I will combine one of these hives with it. I don't want to let this colony die out. Too nice of a colony. So, actually, so there we go. All right. Get this queen excluder back on. Not much honey. Okay. This has been a weak colony all year, but it's finally coming around. Notice by the amount of activity, she's finally rebounded. So I kind of just want to take a peek and see how she's doing for honey. Let's take a quick look here. It's full of nectar, but not capped at all. Oop, geez, I'm not paying attention to the camera here. Sorry. So, well, this one's probably got 30 pounds of honey on it, and it looks like it'll probably be all capped by the time I pull it in a couple weeks here. I lied, it's probably got 40 pounds on it. And this one, they're still working on building it out. These were all new frames. I put this one on later. They still got a lot of work here to do, but they're working on it. Whoop, sorry guys. Didn't mean to get it. They're working on it. I think they got delayed for a while, but now we've had rain for the last week, and I think the flowers are starting to produce nectar again. So they're starting to bring it back in, so that's good. This has got a long ways to go. So there we go. So I might get 40 pounds of honey off of this one, I think, somewhere around there. 40, 50 pounds when it's all said and done. Not a lot. Okay. Okay. Well, let's take a look at our swarm colony here. I'll get you a good idea of the traffic out front. Alrighty. It was funny, after I dropped that tree, or all those branches onto it, slowly but surely they started dragging these branches out. And they've dropped them on the ground there. I've noticed them. Cleaning house. So this is their new home. And they ate this this one dry. It was only a gallon or so of nectar, so I gotta give them some more sugar there. Oh. I gave them this honey frame. And they've actually uncapped it completely. So they're actually eating it. This hive is roaring, pissed off right now. But they have lots of wax to build here, so it is what it is. I gotta get them some more food. This was a partially built out frame that I gave them, and they've got it socked away with sugar water, looks like. Okay, well, so what we're doing is trying to search for a queen here. Don't know if I'm going to find her, but I'm searching. Oh, Jesus, that wasn't good. That'll piss them off. That was about as dumb as it gets. Golly. Okay. Oh my gosh. This is a very, very heavy frame. And they've backfilled it all with nectar. Because I gave them this empty, actually. They completely backfilled this frame with nectar. Well, that ain't good. Kind of hoping there'd be a queen and she'd start laying. There's my queen, and she's marked. So my search is over. So there's the queen right there. I hope you can see that. And she's marked. So that's the queen that came. And I know that's from my hive, so there you go. That's as far as we go. I have a queen. She's marked, and I'll put it back together, and these bees are on their own after that. Okay. Come on, guys, get down. Oh, wrong one. I'm gonna have to give them some more sugar water here. So good news, I found the queen. That's exactly what we wanted, right? Never seen a bee do that before. Very, very slow. So, okay, found the queen. Hive is good. Probably could use a little feed. Maybe give them a pollen patty also to get them going. That hive over there, there was probably 5, 7, 9, maybe a dozen queen cells in it. Should I have culled some? Yeah, probably. But I'm gonna let nature take its course. I'm gonna check back 2 weeks from today. If there's no eggs, no sign of a queen, no laying, that's the key. I will combine one of those nukes with that hive and just make a super hive out of it going into winter. So until next time, happy beekeeping. Thanks for watching. Be sure to give me a thumbs up and a like if you like the page, and subscribe if you want to see more videos.